work in manufacturing or R&D, you know just how much chaos one tiny little version number mistake can cause. Seriously, it can derail entire projects. So today, we're going to break down how to solve this really common but super high-stakes problem for good. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. A multi-million-dollar production run, a huge product launch, it can all hang in the balance because of one single number. Making sure that number is correct across every single system, well, that's where things get complicated. Okay, so let's say an engineer makes a design change. That one little tweak kicks off what I like to call the manual update maze. First, they have to update the PLM system. Then they got to go into the CAD files. After that, it's off to the Excel logs, then the ERP and MES systems, and finally, they have to send out a bunch of notification emails. It's slow, it's repetitive, and honestly, it's a huge waste of a skilled engineer's time. Now, with all those manual steps across all those different systems, let's be real. Human error isn't just a risk, it's pretty much a guarantee. So what's the actual cost when someone accidentally types 3.2 instead of 2.3 in just one of those places? The costs are massive. I mean, we're talking about building 1,000 parts completely wrong, or failing a critical compliance audit. It could mean forcing super expensive and time-consuming rework, or even pushing back a product launch by months. These are not small hiccups. They're major, painful business problems. But what if you could just take human error completely out of the equation? Well, that's exactly the promise of ZAPTEST. It's designed to step into this manual chaos and replace it with powerful, end-to-end automation. So how does it actually work? This is the cool part. ZAPTEST's robotic process automation, or RPA, doesn't make you change your processes. It literally just watches the exact manual steps your team is already taking and then turns that entire workflow into a single automated script that does the whole thing for you. It synchronizes every system perfectly every single time. And this just lays it all out, doesn't it? Before, you have this slow, fragmented process where it's so easy for things to just fall through the cracks. But after ZAPTEST, you get a single, lightning-fast workflow where everything is perfectly in sync. I mean, the difference is truly night and day. All right, let's look at the hard data, because this is where you can see how this all translates into real measurable results. We're talking about turning a major operational headache into a real strategic advantage. Get this, we're looking at over an 85% reduction in manual effort. Just stop and think for a second. What could your engineers create with all of that time back? This one is a real game changer. A critical business process that used to take days of careful manual work now gets done in minutes. That kind of speed completely accelerates your entire development and production cycle. It's just, wow. And it's not just about speed. The impact is so much bigger. By getting rid of those version mismatches, you automatically boost your quality and make it way easier to comply with standards like ISO. You get full traceability for audits, and you can scale up your operations without having to hire more people just to shuffle paperwork. So the big question is, where do you even start with this? Well, the advice is pretty clear. Don't try to boil the ocean. Find a single workflow for a core product that's high risk and high volume. Start there, prove the value, and then you can expand out. And that really brings us to the final thought I want to leave you with. Think about your own organization. Think about those tedious, repetitive, error-prone processes. If you could pick just one, what's the first workflow you would automate? The answer to that question could be your next huge win.